fire at an apartment on Portland Street killed a man in his 50s today. We have a live report coming up.
On the 2-year anniversary of Hamas's attack on Israel, South Central for Justice in Palestine marched through campus.
The government shutdown is impacting travel as air traffic controllers are limited across the nation.
Annenberg TV News is next.
A fire broke out at a student housing complex near campus, leaving one person dead. Hi, I'm Sebastian Soto.
I'm Lizzy Brunn. Reporter Sophie Sullivan is live at the scene on Adams and Portland Street.
That's right. I'm on Portland Street. Right behind me, you can see that apartment where a fire broke out about 2 p.m. today. LAFD says inside they found one man in his 50s who died of smoke inhalation injuries. They know of at least one other student who also sustained minor smoke inhalation injuries. LAFD says they evacuated the entire building. Residents have since been able to return, but we know of at least one student who lives just 2 doors down. She says that her smoke alarms never went off, even though she was home the entire time during the fire.
Most of the buildings on that street have sprinklers, ours doesn't. So they were like that was a problem, and they were saying also that the fire alarms should have been linked to go off, that if like one goes off, all of them do, because I'm like 2 doors down and like mine should have gone off just because the other ones did. They were like, honestly, I'd find somewhere else to live.
This afternoon at 2:10 p.m., our firefighters were dispatched out to a structure fire in University Park near the USC campus. So the fire is still under investigation, so we do have our arson investigators here on scene. They'll make that determination. So at this point, we don't have any information on the cause or the origin.
We're still waiting to hear the cause of that fire, but LAFD says there's no further danger to residents in the area. Still, they have told at least one other resident that it might be a good time to move. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sophie. Today marks 2 years since the October 7th attack on Israel, where Hamas killed, injured, and kidnapped people at a music festival and in their homes. In response to the attack, Israel launched a retaliatory invasion of Gaza that, 2 years later, has not ended. The origins of conflict between the two nations dates back over a century, culminating in the modern-day invasion that has resulted in death and devastation in Gaza. 2 years of conflict has left vast areas of Gaza uninhabitable and left tens of thousands of children orphaned. Ceasefire negotiations are currently underway in Egypt, with President Trump claiming these proceedings are in their final stages. He said, quote, "The first phase should be completed this week." 1,200 Israelis were killed and 250 were taken hostage on October 7th, 2023. 67,000 Palestinians have been killed and 1.9 million have been displaced since the start of the war.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Pro-Palestinian groups protested in front of Tommy Trojan today. They marched through campus carrying banners and chanting. They accuse Israel of genocide and claim USC is complicit. A media liaison for the groups, who preferred to remain anonymous due to privacy concerns, said they are fed up with USC's inaction.
We don't want an email. We don't want a simple one-off conversation. We want action.
The protesters chanted their demands in front of Bovard Auditorium. They include divesting from companies that manufacture weapons sent to Israel. 2 members of the group were allowed inside to deliver their demands to the administration. A handful of Israeli students shouted back at them in protest.
Now what we're witnessing is anti-Semitism on campus, and a Jew on campus I feel very hated and very unsafe because they're calling for a genocide when they say from the river to the sea. They want all of Israel to be wiped out, which that includes my people, Jews, to be wiped out, and I think that it's very, very, very inhumane and very cruel to do it on today out of all days. I pay tuition to be on campus. I don't deserve to be walking around campus and for people to saying that I should be killed just because I was born a Jew.
The Jewish community here at USC continues to reflect on the impact of the October 7th attack.
The memory of the attacks, the ongoing terrible plight of those impacted by them remains very much a reality for our students, for our Israeli, literal and figurative siblings and cousins and friends. So we're holding all of that heavily 2 years on.
On the other side of town, UCLA students also marked the occasion. Pro-Palestinian activists marched through campus holding roses and banners.
How do we honor the dead? By fighting for our living! Let them see that students do not merely inherit a world, we remake it.
About 100 participants held roses to symbolize the Palestinian lives lost and the suffering of the Palestinian people. Another group of students set up a memorial for the Israeli lives lost.
We want to commemorate the innocent lives that were taken on October 7th in 2023. So we have a display here with 1,200 roses, and then we have 251 mirrors with each hostage's name written on. It's a collective space to grieve.
Every year we've done a display, we've done a commemoration, we've done a memorial. At the end of the day, we're all here for one thing.
Make it known on campus that, we will never forget those stories.
A student said they're glad the campus offers a space of open communication where both groups can acknowledge each other and move forward.
After a night without air traffic controllers, Burbank air traffic workers have returned, ending hours of disruption that delayed flights and stranded passengers. The government shutdown is now in its 7th day and continues to impact travelers. The FAA says departures to Burbank faced average delays of more than 2 hours due to sick calls, last-minute day-off requests, and staffing shortages.
I'm worried about traveling with the government shutdown, and is that making our skies, and our travel more unsafe?
I was a bit worried about all the delays and employee problems the last day, especially with the flight controllers and stuff, but it seems like they have it all figured out, at least at this point of the day.
Well, I think it's a bummer for everyone involved, travelers, as well as the people that are working, who I think are working without pay, and feel bad for that and wonder how long that's going to last.
But it's not just Burbank Airport that's being affected. Airports in major cities around the nation are starting to feel the effects, including Phoenix, Denver, Chicago, Indianapolis, and Washington, D.C.
Air traffic controllers are considered essential workers, so they have to work during the government shutdown, but they aren't being paid.
To make sure we have air travel safe and controllers focused not on their mortgages, not on their next paycheck, not on food on the table, but actually on making sure you and your family are safe.
Until Congress reaches a deal, the effects of the shutdown are likely to continue to impact both those on the ground and in the sky.
The Supreme Court appears prepared to rule against a Colorado law that bans the use of conversion therapy on minors. Supporters of the controversial practice to change a person's sexual orientation argue it should be protected as free speech.
So what if someone who happened to be devoutly religious and actually relied more on the minister than the therapist? It would seem that that person would be equally dangerous.
Across the United States, conversion therapy is banned in 24 different states. Bans on conversion therapy are prohibited in 4 states. The justices discussed the effectiveness of the therapy. Lawyers for Colorado argued that the ban should be upheld because there has been no evidence that the therapy works and it could be harmful to young people.
If the doctor said you can lower your cholesterol by going out and eating dessert every meal, we would think that was not a good thing for a doctor to say, and we wouldn't say, oh, the First Amendment has something to do with this.
The results of this case could have broad implications for the future of many young Americans. The justices are expected to reach a decision before the end of June.
During a stressful midterm season, USC students are eagerly waiting for their 2-day fall break starting Thursday. Some have planned getaways while others are just planning to relax.
I'm just staying here, so I think I'm going to sleep and watch Alice in Borderland. Not focusing on school, maybe taking naps, hanging out with friends.
Encino, the Valley, watching football, hanging out with the dogs, petting the dogs.
I'm going to San Diego for a few days and then coming back for the Michigan game. Go to the beach, go on a hike. Other than that, just relax, hopefully sleep in.
Going home, and my way of de-stressing is being with my pets and hanging out with friends.
With COVID surges and flu season in full swing, the chief student health officer urges Trojans to take extra precautions while traveling.
Use this as a reminder. We know that travel is often one of the things that can cause us to see increases. People travel, they mix in different environments, and then they come back. So that's just a quick reminder for people to just take those extra precautions over midterm break. It's also a good time if people have not had an opportunity to get their fall flu shots or consider getting their COVID-19 vaccine.
Whether it's traveling or catching up on your sleep, remember to put your physical and mental health first this fall break. Mask up and safe travels, Trojans. Coming up, it's Prime Day on Amazon, but are these deals harming the environment?
Today is not your average Tuesday. Get ready for a taste of National Taco Day.
And later, the forecast is showing some cooler morning temperatures and fog.
Today is no ordinary Tuesday, it's Amazon Prime Day, a day of special offers and deals for Prime members. But the push to get more things delivered raises sustainability issues. Amazon is projected to sell more than 10 billion items this Prime Day. USC students at the Village Drop-Off shared their thoughts about Amazon and the environment.
I think that Prime Day has many negative effects on the environment because it supports a culture of consumerism and increases our ecological footprint.
I think it's up to the mass marketers and those who mass produce these things to keep a handle on that.
They use a lot of boxes to ship out stuff, and I don't think it's as good for the environment as it should be.
And there's a lot of boxes, obviously. I think that's a big impact.
Prime Day sales continue to grow in a variety of departments. Home improvement products are up 76%, books are up 81%, and tech sales go up by 95%. In total, Prime Day drives up Amazon sales a total of 112%. Amazon has made a concerted effort to be an eco-friendly company in the past couple years, but many customers are still concerned about the company's impact.
It's also Taco Tuesday, but not just any Taco Tuesday, it's National Taco Day. City Taco in the USC Village is a popular spot for fans of this Mexican staple. Even students who were unaware of this made-up holiday were seen enjoying their tacos.
It was just kind of cool. Just happened to be eating tacos on National Taco Day.
I might celebrate. I don't know. I'll have to see what I have at my house. I don't know if I have stuff for tacos.
I'm gonna go to one of the stands on the corner. That sounds awesome. I love carne asada. That's pretty good. I love all tacos equally. I love tacos and people and life.
National Taco Day started as a marketing tactic. Taco Bell and many other chains are having specials to celebrate, so get out there and enjoy some carne asada.
See a picture of the beautiful sunny day today? We are going to hear more from Ian about the weather. Ian, give it to us.
Thank you, Lizzy. Well, today's a great day to eat tacos. Do you know why Taco Tuesday was introduced? Because they wanted something to talk about. Now let's talk about the weather. Taking a look at current conditions outside, It's a beautiful Southern California night, 69 degrees with 72% humidity, so the humidity is sticking around. Now diving into the 5-day forecast. It's a lot of the same foggy and cloudy conditions in the morning, clearing up by early afternoon depending on how much wind we receive to clear out those clouds and bring in that sunshine. There's a little bit of a warm-up trend till conditions go back into that mid-70s range. Looking into the end of the week, come late Thursday into early Friday, there's a small chance of showers in the USC area, but it'll mostly affect our desert and mountain communities as monsoonal moisture creeps into the area from Hurricane Priscilla off the coast of Baja California. If you're staying in town over the fall break to watch the game, well, you will be rewarded. Game day conditions look great where it should be around 75 going into the kickoff and hang around the late 60s by the end of the night. And that was meteorology with Maile. Checking weather on the daily. Whoa, it's raining Dodger blue. How about them Dodgers 2-0, baby, and they play tomorrow. Tell me about it, Lucca.
Forecast in Philadelphia, it's raining, Ian. It's raining nothing but Dodger blue runs, because the past few days, the Dodgers have won 2 games. They're up 2-0 in their series. We'll recap on sports how the Dodgers are on the verge of a series sweep against the Phillies. And we'll also be talking about USC's matchup against Michigan. This blue blood matchup is sure to impress. And we will also be talking about women's basketball and their amazingly hard schedule coming up against Notre Dame and UConn.
USG election season has kicked off.
They have a huge game on Thursday, right?
Huge.
Prior to that, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
And a warning tonight about a massive storm heading our way.
We're live here at the Galen Center.
What would y'all do if you had $2.5 million?
Music, art, and women empowerment.
And she put her stamp on Big Ten history.
Those are men swimming like fish.
Thanks for watching.
Annenberg TV News. You never miss an episode.
Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
So, live from the Halo is USC Annenberg's take on NPR's Tiny Desk concerts. This is like a platform for USC students and adjunct students just to perform and play their music for an audience.
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Lucca Chrysostomou.
And I'm Kyle Loke.
One of the biggest games on the USC football calendar is coming up this weekend as the Trojans take on the Michigan Wolverines at the Coliseum on Saturday afternoon. Number 15 Michigan goes into this weekend with a 4-1 record after beating Big Ten rivals Wisconsin. The performance showcased their strong run game and no-nonsense defense. USC, meanwhile, has the same 4-1 record, exiting a bye week after a loss to ranked Illinois. The extra week of rest, though, has Lincoln Riley optimistic about his team.
Yeah, it was a great chance for us here after 5 games to take some stock on the areas that we need to improve, and that was really the focus of the entire week. It was a heavy fundamental, I think, kind of just self-awareness, self-improvement type of week, and we pushed the guys, pretty hard, and then gave them a little bit of downtime. Kind of here through the weekend to get batteries recharged, and the guys were excited to be back yesterday.
The USC defense will have their hands full trying to stop the dominant Michigan run game, led by running back Justice Haynes, who is averaging 8 yards a carry. Meanwhile, USC's rush defense has allowed 108 yards on the ground per game and 5 yards a carry against Illinois. Trojan fans will be hoping they can rise to the challenge. These two blue blood football programs will kick off at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday in Michigan's first visit to the Coliseum since 1957.
The Dodgers rang the bell against the Phillies last night in Game 2, stealing both games on the road and are now looking to make their second consecutive NLCS appearance.
On the board. Kicks and fires. Turner swings. Ground ball to second. Scooped up by Edmond. He throws first. Dug out by Freddie Freeman. He picks it and saves the game.
Freddie Freeman was looking like Mr. Fantastic after stretching to make the game-winning out. This capped off a suspenseful ninth inning after the Phillies were able to score 3 runs, but it just wasn't enough after the Dodgers were able to put up 4 runs earlier in the 7th inning. Here's what Freddie Freeman had to say after the game.
Yeah, I was just trying to try to do anything I could to catch it. Those are one of the hardest ones, those in-between ones, the short one or the long one, and that one's right in between. And, I went through it, and thankfully it stayed in my glove. Strong innings tonight. He had everything working. Our starting pitching has been incredible for about a month now, so I'm glad everyone gets to see it on the national stage.
The Dodgers will be back at Dodger Stadium tomorrow night, and will be looking to close out the series against the Phillies at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Freddie Freeman keeps making history as a Dodger, and now the USC women's basketball team will continue to make history this season as their full schedule was just released, with the out-of-conference matchups taking all the headlines. The women of Troy have been dealt an absolute gauntlet of a schedule before Big Ten play. They will take on women's basketball powerhouses in NC State, South Carolina, Notre Dame, UConn, and Cal, all within the first month of the season. Last season, USC lost to Notre Dame, and despite beating UConn in one of the games of the regular season, the Huskies ended up eliminating USC in the Elite Eight of March Madness. This year's squad will also be without star player Juju Watkins as she recovers from her torn ACL. So Kyle, with Juju being out for the season, and we have a really tough schedule coming up with women's basketball, what is your outlook on the season?
I mean, you saw those teams. I really don't know what to expect. Juju won't be there. That's a player that can get you 30 points a night and someone who they really depended on. But now the hands are just going to go in Jazzy Davidson, some of the other players. Lindsey Gottlieb is going to have to do her thing with the team without Juju. But, I mean, that first game against South Carolina, that's at Crypto.com Arena right down the street. And we're going to see how the Trojans are going to be able to perform. What do you think, Lucca?
I think we got Kennedy Smith, London Jones, Jazzy Davidson. I think they can hold up kind of the mantle, but we are going to definitely be missing Juju Watkins, especially against like Notre Dame, UConn.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be tough.
I mean, Jazzy Davidson, she averaged 25 points last year. It's going to be exciting.
It'll be better. It'll be even better this year. Well, it's now time for our weekly segment, No Huddle, with another twist. Not only are we bringing back the wheel, but Kyle is stepping in for Tony this week, so let's see how he does under pressure. So Kyle, the first question is going to you, so I'm going to spin the wheel first.
Okay,
let's see what you get. Let's see what you get. What is it? Big Ten. So Kyle, what is your outlook on the Big Ten this football season? Who's doing the best right now?
I mean, it was really interesting from the beginning of the year. We're 5 games in. Michigan is obviously up there. Ohio State, these top, or not even Ohio State's up there. Oregon, USC ends up playing them. It's going to be exciting to see.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
All right. What about you?
I mean, Ohio State. I like Ohio State. Penn State's a fraud. Okay, your turn. Your turn to spin the wheel. Let's keep this quick. What do I have?
Best sport. What is the best sport at USC?
Best sport at USC.
Right now,
we got to give it to water polo.
I mean, they've been on a hot streak.
Kristic absolutely breaking records out there. Water polo is taking the sport by storm.
If no one's paying attention to them, they should be paying attention to them right now because they got more than 10 wins on the season and have been really something to watch.
Exactly. Hey, I think you did really well for your first no huddle.
I think so too.
We kept the time tight there.
I like this.
Well, Kyle, you want to take it away?
Well, that's all the time we have for No Huddle and ATVN Sports. I'm Kyle Loke.
Tune in this time next week for more from Tuesday Sports. I'm Chrysostomou. And now, let's go to Sebastian.
Thanks, guys. Up next, we'll hear about a former American Express worker's journey to becoming a storyteller at USC. On our next stop of Guided by Purpose, Drew Richmond introduces us to someone who took her talents from corporate America to telling stories that matter to her most. Drew.
Action! Hollywood, scoot on over. We got a star headed to the hills. I want y'all to meet boss lady, author and director Stephanie Jones. She spent years working in marketing at American Express until she had enough and wanted to share a different story.
Me, with marketing, I was telling stories, but I was telling stories to sell goods or products. And I no longer want to do that. But with film, I could tell my own personal stories, like things that I did as a kid. And I was like, what better way than to create a children's series to inspire kids to do what they really want in life? For me, it's a lot of no's. But for me, I'm always a person who turns no's into what can I do? So
ooh, I love that. I like to say I turn water into wine in a good time.
Exactly.
Success ain't about getting to the top of that mountain. It's just the start. When we reach the top, we open up our toolbox, find ways to give back, create, and serve. Guided by purpose.
Thanks so much, Drew. You know, a lot of hard news stories today. Always love ending on a high note. What do you think, Sebastian?
Absolutely. That action with the clapboard. I mean, sorry sports, sorry weather, but Guided by Purpose has to be my favorite segment of this show. Always ending it on a good note.
Completely agree. Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Lizzy Brunn.
And I'm Sebastian Soto. For more coverage, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time. Good night. Yeah.